The high school fall sports season continues to wind down, while things quickly heat up. The Gonzaga women's basketball team stops by the studio to talk about their upcoming season opener. And a story about a Central Valley football player who has defied all the odds.
Live from the Northern Quest Sports Studio, SWX Tonight starts right now.
It is a great time of year if you're a fan of high school sports. The playoffs for the fall sports season all coming to a head all at once. Welcome into SWX Tonight. I'm Rob Jesselson.
And I'm Joe McHale. We've got a ton of high school games tonight, including football, volleyball, and soccer. And it's the pitch where we get things started.
Let's do it. Chilly night at Central Valley as the Bears hosted Lewis and Clark. This one was loser out. Early in the first, mistake by LC gives the ball to Zoe Crockett. Cross to the far post. She finds the foot of Abby J. What a pass, what a goal. The Bears take a 1-0 lead. Minutes later, you nearly make it a 2-goal lead. J sends it into the box. It bounces off the LC keeper. Crockett has a great chance, but it sails over the crossbar. It would remain a 1-0 game. Late in the second half now, Tigers still trailing by a goal. Kaylee Dornay settles down an attempted clearance. She fires a rocket that finds the back of the net. That ties us at 1. It would go to penalty kicks. Central Valley would survive. The Bears go on to win it 5-3.
Umbrellas out at Union Stadium as Mount Spokane hosted U-High. Both teams heading to state, just a matter of seeding. And the Wildcats waste no time. Less than 3 minutes into this one, Kylie Stiles with a free kick off the woodwork, but Carly Whitehead is in the right place at the right time. She puts it off the bounce, and Mount Spokane jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Later in the half, corner kick coming for the Wildcats. The keeper gets a hand on it, but it's off the knee of Cammie Hattenberg, and it's another goal for Mount Spokane. They're in great position all night long. They lead it 2-0. Still in the first half, and once again, the Wildcats on the move. Kaylee Ballard out in space. Her cross finds Addie Edmondson in the box, and she taps it in. It was all Mount Spokane tonight. They beat the Titans 4-0 for the District 8 title. Again, both teams headed to state.
West Valley hosting Clarkston this afternoon in the 2A ranks. Fourth minute is where we start. Clarkston leads 1-0, but West Valley responds off the free kick. Rylan Palmer finds a loose ball in front. She shoots, she scores. The game is tied at 1. 19th minute now. Off the corner kick. Luell Skinner gets a head on it. Finds the back of the net. Clarkston retakes the lead. It's now 2-1. Later in the half, West Valley has a chance to even things up, but Isabel Hilsebeck's shot off the crossbar. The Eagles would eventually tie the game. This one would head to penalty kicks. West Valley wins 3-2.
Down in Richland, Gonzaga Prep faced the Bombers in the 4A District Championship. Early on, Bombers up 1-0.
The Worm?
Yeah, I think it was. That's not the Worm. Prep goalie Peyton Dixon makes a stop. Follow-up shot by Brooklyn Peterson sails high, stays 1-0. But later on, Kelson Fulton finds the net. That made it 2-0 Richland. Still 2-0. Richland has a corner kick. Hayden Crowley gets a foot on it, but she's turned away. Nice save. Still, Richland wins 3-0. They are district champs, but the Bullpups still headed to state.
Turning our attention to the courts now. It's district tournament time for the Mid-Columbia Conference and the Greater Spokane League.
Tonight, the opening round of the 3A tournament.
Volleyball is what we're talking. Top-seeded Mead at home for a match against Ferris. First set, the Panthers work it over to Haley Smith, the senior. She puts an end to that point. Mead takes an early 10-point lead. Now, Ferris did everything they could to hang in there. They go to Casey Spink in the middle. She does enough to win the point. The Saxons still trail by 11, though. But Mead would respond not long after. They send a pass to the outside. Maddie Zorn, the senior, finishes with a kill. Mead takes the first set, 25-10. They win the match 3-1.
Mount Spokane was also home. The Wildcats were taking on Hermiston out of the MCC. It's a cute kid. All right, starting the third set. Bulldogs work it over to Michaela Shaver. She packs a strong punch and puts it in for the kill. Hermiston trails, though. Later in the set, Mount Spokane finds Jillian Davis on the outside. She finds a hole in the defense. Nice touch there. Mount Spokane lead by 11. 2 points later, the Wildcats go to Taylor Sebestia. Hermiston blocks the spike attempt, but it falls out of bounds. Mount Spokane's moving on to the semis. They finish with the sweep.
Last but certainly not least, how about a little bit of high school football on a Thursday night, Joe?
Sounds good. Huge night tomorrow, but you know the drill. We can't wait another day.
I want it now.
Now!
Wellpinit needing a win this afternoon to keep their playoff hopes alive, hosting Wilbur Creston. The late man football. Redskins on the board first. Third down. Smokey Abramson over the middle to a wide open Colin Hughes. First and goal at the 3. Very next play, Abramson's legs do the rest. 3 yards on the run. 6-0 Wellpinit after the missed 2-point conversion. Wilbur Creston came right back. Drew Becker goes deep. Peyton Mitchell is behind the defense. That'll tie the game at 6. Next drive, the Wildcats take the lead. Caleb Drager on the handoff. Sidesteps one defender, then outraces 2 more to the end zone. 12-6 Wildcats. They never gave up that lead, and they win it 56-18. Wilbur Creston is headed to the state playoffs. Wellpinit's season has come to an end.
Rainy night in Cheney as Blackhawks and the Rogers Pirates finish the season off. Blackhawks lead at 6-0 after 1 quarter. Rogers on the move to start the second. Deion Kinsey swings it to Dart Turner for the big gain. It was a nice play, but the drive would stall. The rain didn't slow down the Blackhawks offense. Jacob Valance rolls, fires to Joshua Bingham, and he's into the Pirates' territory. Valance caps off the drive. Looking to throw here, can't find anyone. It's flushed out of the pocket, voids a couple of Pirates, and he is in. 12-0 Cheney leads.
What a run.
It's a great run. And they weren't done, Rob. Final 2 minutes of the half. Valance finds Owen Scott wide open in the end zone. 20-0 Cheney at this point. And they would go on to finish with a win. 58-8. They close out their season with picking up their first win of the year. It's either 58-8 or 38-8. Either way, Cheney wins.
Elsewhere on the football field, Central Valley's Brandon Thomas was an all-GSL linebacker his sophomore season.
Yeah, but that spring he got some news that no one, especially a 15-year-old, should ever have to hear. I recently caught up with the young man to learn about his remarkable story.
Central Valley's Brandon Thomas is your prototypical outside linebacker. He's big, fast, and loves making contact. When you watch him play, that's something you'll notice almost immediately. What you won't is that Brandon has a prosthetic right leg.
First year I ever did track practice, actually, and it was just off of box jumps. And I came off and I walked out of the training, and I was like, oh, dang, my ankle hurts.
That was in March of 2020. Brandon thought he sprained or possibly fractured his leg, but when the x-rays came back, the diagnosis was much worse. He had osteosarcoma, a type of bone cancer.
I didn't know how to react. At first it was, this dude must be crazy. Obviously, cry after.
Brandon started chemotherapy right away. He lost his hair, but never his smile. And halfway through treatment, he came to a crossroads. Keep the leg, but also the risk of cancer returning, or lose part of himself.
The decision was very tough on me, especially because I felt like I'd be different from everyone else, and I wouldn't be able to do everything like everyone else could do.
Brandon would have his right leg amputated just below the knee, and once he did, his long road to recovery began. His dream of playing football on hold.
Very tough, especially when you see everyone else on your team that you played with.
He spent countless nights in the hospital, and from his bed, he'd watch his teammates play on Fridays. He knew he wanted to be out there with them.
I did not like how I was, if that makes sense. I felt weak. Truly, I felt weak. I felt no self-confidence. And with those things, it puts you in a negative mindset, and that's not where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be someone better than that.
So he got back to work.
2 practices a day, workout and train. It was. Sometimes I'd have to do 3 because I had PT. All those things were completely worth it because I'm here now.
Knowing that he was given a chance, we knew that he would be back on this field in some way, shape, or form. We didn't realize it would be the impact that he's had on us, that he's had this season.
That's Central Valley football coach Ryan Butner, and you heard him right. Brandon is back on the field this season, and he isn't just playing for the Bears, he's starting, just 15 months after losing his leg.
He doesn't limp, he hardly misses a beat. He has the ability to cut side to side and really hasn't lost much of a step.
A positive mindset goes a long way. When you think positive things happen.
Brandon's uphill battle back under the gridiron culminated last Friday night when he scored his first varsity touchdown.
In my head, I just accomplished another thing that I never knew I was going to be able to do.
So how did he do it? Not with a fitted prosthetic where his shin, calf, and foot used to be, but with something that he's always had, and something that he'll never lose, a strong will and determination.
And Brandon and the Bears will be on the road tomorrow night. They head down to Richland to face the Bombers in the MCC GSL crossover round. One more thing about Brandon, he did reclassify, he was able to. So he's just a junior this year, which means he'll be back on the field for the Bears next season.
What a fantastic story. What a true inspiration for people of all ages.
Yeah, learned a lot just from listening to him, and anyone in all walk of life, no matter what you're going through, you watch that story and you are inspired.
I love his attitude too. Big smile on his face for most of the time.
Yeah, he's a great leader on that team too.
Unbelievable story. All right, coming up next on SWX Tonight, we talk a little college basketball with a pair of Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Yeah, Gonzaga seniors Abby O'Connor and Sierra Walker join us in studio to talk what's coming up, what they expect out of this exhibition game on Saturday.
$75 million in jackpots last year. Take that, 2020.
Welcome back to SWX Tonight. Thanks so much for sticking up with us. We've got a little Gonzaga women's basketball to talk about. Sierra Walker closest to me, Abby O'Connor on the far side. Ladies, thanks for being here. How are you?
Thanks for having us. Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited for another season to start?
Oh yeah, very.
What's the build-up when you're this close? You still have, I mean, you got an exhibition game, but I mean, you're there, but you're not there. What's the feeling like a week, 10 days before?
Feelings just super excited. We've been building up, since the summer and building up since last year. Not having fans in the building and leading up to knowing that we're going to have fans here pretty soon, just super awesome, and I'm very excited for it.
I mean, you didn't play in front of anybody, maybe a couple people at the end, but I don't think we understand what that means to players.
Yeah, I think I'm super excited for that experience, running out and getting on the floor. To the fans is going to be great, seeing the students back and the band back. I know we kind of got a taste of it during the Fan Fest, which was really fun for us, so I'm just really excited for Saturday.
A lot of new faces and new roles. A lot of people who had big impacts on this program for a lot of years are no longer here. How is that working for you guys?
Yeah, I think we're really just trying to figure out what our new identity is going to be with this new group of people, and it's been really fun to see different people step up in practice, and just with our scrimmage and stuff, how well we're playing with each other, and kind of just this new group of chemistry that we have going has been really fun.
Sierra, you were part of that rotation last year. Do you look at yourself, is this a leadership role for you now as you assume that mantle?
I think I've really had to step up vocally as a leader, more so than I did last year, and so I've really tried to do good in that role. But other than that, I'm just kind of trying to come in each day, give my best effort, give my best energy, and try to get us to get better each day.
Is that a role you're okay with, being vocal?
Yeah, I'm good with being vocal. I'm good with working hard. Whatever Coach Lisa needs me to do, I'll do it.
She okay being vocal? Is that, Abby, is that?
Yeah, she's pretty good at being
loud,
so.
Before we started this interview, I kind of had that feeling. So there. Let's talk a little bit about, you guys weren't picked to win the league for the first time in a long time. First time either one of you have not been picked. Is that a little motivation? Where do you feel along those lines?
I think it definitely is a little bit of motivation, but we also got to just focus on ourselves and focus on getting better each day. If we do the little things each day and get better as a team, the results are going to speak for themselves, and I think that's just got to be our motivation throughout the whole year.
Let's talk a little bit about the identity of this team. You guys are there every day, you practice, you're part of this rotation. Do you know what the identity of this team is?
Yeah, I think right now we're super focused on our defense, making sure we're locked in and communicating as best we can. I think that's a big focus for us right now. And then we're still working on it, but I think we want to get out and push. So getting in transition is something that we've also had a big focus on in practice lately. So
let's talk about when teams are defense, their identity is defense. That indicates toughness and working for all 35 of the clock. How do you get to become that?
I think it just starts each day in practice, taking no plays off, trying to push not only yourself but whoever you're guarding, because if you're pushing yourself, then the person that you're guarding is going to get better too, whether that's offensively, you get to work on your defense, and then that just helps our team. And I think defense creates offense, and if we want to be a transition team, then we're going to need to get stops and steals and then get out and push.
Well, there's a lot of people excited for this, and I know you guys are excited for this. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll continue with more of SWX Tonight right after this.
Welcome back. Well, this weekend we've got a matchup of two FCS top 5 teams right here on SWX. Number 4, Montana State, comes to Cheney to face number 5, Eastern Washington.
Last night we heard from the Eagles on how they're preparing for the game. Now, let's get the Montana State side of the story. For that, we bring in SWX Montana's Alex Eshelman.
One of the biggest Big Sky matchups is right around the corner as Montana State's top-ranked defense goes up against Eastern Washington's first-place offense that's led by arguably the best quarterback in the FCS, Eric Barrier.
The numbers he's put up are video game-like. What we got to do is understand he's probably gonna make a few plays here and there, but what can we do to make him uncomfortable, contain him over the long haul?
Over the long haul, the Cats defense needs to contain Barrier, who's racked up 30 touchdowns so far this season. While offensively, they'll have to stay sharp against a disruptive 4-down defense that's ranked 2nd in the Big Sky in sacks.
I see that they fly around the ball a lot. They play hard, they play passionate, and they just be in the right spot. They stay in their scheme pretty much all game. So I just think they're a really disciplined outfit, so we're going to have to play mistake-free football.
The Cats have had success limiting mistakes this year as they lead the FCS in turnover margin at +1.5 per game, with McKay only throwing 1 interception. Now they know it's just a matter of execution.
We're just ready to compete at any moment. Kind of the bye week we wanted to play on Saturday. It was kind of hard watching all the games on Saturday knowing that we weren't playing, but the locker room's ready.
I think we have a team that hasn't let our opponent dictate our play by and large, and that's, you know, it's easy in a game like this. It's been more challenging in those weeks where we have been favored, but I think we've answered the bell in each one of those weeks.
The Eagles have not lost to the Bobcats in 10 years, and this is Montana State's only 2nd top 5 matchup in program history, so you're not going to want to miss this one, and you don't have to because it's going to be right here, live broadcast on SWX. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Reporting from Bobcat Stadium, I'm Alex Eshelman for SWX Montana.
Much. We'll say it again because we are fired up for this one.
Yeah, you are.
As she said, you can watch this game live right here on SWX. It'll be 1 p.m. for those of you in the Pacific time zone. As Alex said, 2 p.m. for the Mountain time zone. That's when our coverage on the air will get started.
Time for one last break. We'll squeeze in some Seattle Kraken highlights coming up next. Welcome back. Seattle Kraken tonight playing Buffalo for the first time this year.
Former Spokane Chief Dustin Tokarski getting the starting net for Buffalo. He was between the pipes when the Chiefs won the Memorial Cup back in 2008. He ran into a buzzsaw named Jordan Eberle tonight. Late in the second, Kraken down 1. Forecheck sets up Eberle, buries it. That sends us to the second intermission, tied at 2. In the third, we're playing 4-on-4. Eberle walks in, beats Tokarski, stick side. Kraken take a 3-2 lead, and Eberle wasn't finished yet. Later in the third, he's in on an odd man rush. He fakes the slap shot, sends it under Tokarski's pad. It's the first hat trick in Kraken history. Kraken win it 5-2. Former Tri-City American Morgan Geeky, he also scored tonight for the Kraken as well.
And didn't Grubauer get an assist, first goalie assist in Kraken history tonight?
Yes, he did.
All right.
Hey, make sure to join us 10:30 tomorrow night here on SWX High School Sports Focus. It's going to be great.
We don't like it.
We love it.
Good night, everyone.